Welcome to another episode of the Connect with Tibelo Mutapo. Today is not going to be a very long video. I wanted us to discuss about a very painful incident that happened towards our Congolese brothers, towards the Democratic Republic of Congo, but then in the past it was also known as the Congo Free State. We will be talking about the gruesome genocide that ensued and that was inflicted upon the Congo by King Leopold II. And I'm sure you're asking yourself, who is this King Leopold II? He was the king of Belgium and he ruled over Congo as his own personal colony. How did he rule over the Congo as his own personal colony? You know, the way the West has been so decisive, has been so clever about how they maneuver. He posed a humanitarian project on the Congo, which subsequently allowed him to gain international support and international recognition from other Western powers, right? So at the Berlin Conference, also known as the Scramble of Africa, many countries supported him that he must actually he must continue controlling the Congo because of this humanitarian project, which allowed him to exploit the resources at the Congo, right? And before we dive deep into it, I also want to note and inform you guys that we are the youth, meaning that we are next in line for leadership. So I believe that we should acquaint ourselves and inform ourselves of what happened in the past so that we are able to pave a way into the future, so that we are able to make the right decisions, right? Because we know the famous saying that history always repeats itself. So going back to Congo, King Leopold II ruled over Congo from 1885 right up until 1908. And during this tenure, he never ever set foot in the Congo. But then the way the gruesome killings were done, the way the genocide was done, it is now currently in research compared to Hitler's Holocaust. You know, the West has always proven to us that they are able to use the black people to fight against each other. And how did they do this? So the gruesome killings upon our Congolese brothers and sisters were done by none other than his military force, also known as the Force Publique. So the Force Publique was a military force that worked for King Leopold II, and this military force was made up by none other than our black brothers. What do I mean by this? I mean that the Force Publique was made up of Congolese brothers, made up of our brothers from Zanzibar, and made up from our brothers from the rest of the West Africa. And this military force did so much evil that I can't even describe it myself. Even research can't describe it, because we will never ever actually know how our Congolese brothers that were mutilated and amputated really felt. So research does inform us, and if you want to know more about this very discussion, you can visit an article by Robert Westbond, right? And I will drop the article, the topic, on the comment section below. So research does inform us that our Congolese brothers were subject to forced labor and were forced to meet rubber quotas and ivory quotas. So what are these rubber and ivory quotas? I'm going to put it into a very simple example. I say to you, okay, Develo, by the end of the month, I want you to have provided me with 50 kgs of rubber and 50 kgs of ivory, right? And then come end of the month, maybe I have 30 kgs. I was not able to produce 50 kgs. What the force public would do to me is either they would chop off my hands, mutilate me, or amputate other parts of my body for not meeting these quotas. You know, thinking about it and reading about such evokes a pain that many of us can't comprehend or understand. So this actually highlights to us that the gruesome killings that happened in Congo are the resultant of what is actually happening today in the Congo. We see many wars arising in the Congo. The current war that's happening right now, I think and I believe that it is because of the gruesome things that happened to this very country called the Congo. And research also highlights that so many people were killed that the birth rate declined by 50%. Some other articles do stipulate that up to 8 to 10 million people were killed during King Leopold's tenure. And what's so painful is that the king himself never ever set foot in the Democratic Republic of Congo. So I want you guys to tell me what you think about this. How does this make you feel? And how can we as the youth liberate Africa and make Africa a better place? See you on the other side, and we'll discuss more on the next episode.